The first step is to determine a frequency. How often do you want to have your show? And just decide, I'm starting. Like, start, the sooner the better, because if you're like, oh, I'll start 3 months from now, like, why not just start now? Because you're not going to be any more ready 3 months from now. You know what I mean? So you could decide, I'm starting in September, or you could start next week. So you come up with a consistency. And then my team uses a resource called Airtable. So you can look up airtable.com. And it's really great for creating spreadsheets or calendars. And it's really user-friendly and beautiful visually. So we have a calendar in there where we put in the themes. So then you come up with the theme. So say, for example, you decide to do a weekly show. Then you would look at every single week and say that you did your shows on, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific. Then every single Tuesday, you would come up with what is the theme of that show. Or if you did it daily, you would say, okay, maybe there's a theme of the week or just simply a daily theme. Like, what's the theme? So for example, today's theme is swipe my Facebook Live strategy, right? That's what this is about. So once you have your themes all laid out in this calendar, then it's like, you don't have to think about what the theme is going to be like right up against it, which is what I used to do. And I don't recommend it. It is not fun when you're like fumbling and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to go live in 2 seconds and I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to ramble about some topic. It's much better when you prepare ahead of time. So you've got the theme, right? So you can use Airtable or just simply create an editorial calendar, come up with the themes, initially just the theme of the show. And then you can fill in the gaps later in terms of like the bullet points of, okay, under this theme, what are the main bullet points that I want to talk about for example, how to swipe my Facebook Live strategy. Okay, does this make sense? How many of you are planning on, either are already or planning on doing Facebook Lives moving forward? Go ahead and type in yes, 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 yes. For those watching live, so I can get a sense of where you all are with this. Okay, so the other tool that we use to have a really great system is once we've got the themes planned out, then we also duplicate that in a Google Doc that I share with my team. So that way they outline like each date and each theme. And then I go in there and I type in the bullet points. So that way we just have a really nice system of having the editorial calendar, having the consistency, and then having the bullet pointed, the bullet points that I'm going to be focusing on in each show. And that's also shared with my copywriter because then she can take that and send emails out. So the next step is promotion, right? So if you want to bring more people to your show and be able to track what themes are working or not working, then you can also have a way to promote it. So we promote our Facebook Lives to my email list, as well as through social media. And that way we're letting people know what the theme is so they can decide which shows they want to come to, which ones they want to learn from, and which ones they may pass on for whatever reason. Oftentimes, remember that because it's being recorded, they may not watch it live, but like I said, they'll come back later. So it's really been fun. Like, I mean, it's just nice to know that at any given time, I know that I can always drive traffic to it as well. So I have a sales team that is connecting with people all the time. And if somebody's not as familiar with my work, they can say, oh, well, you know what? A really great way to get to know Amy and her content is to go to her Facebook, check out her Facebook Lives or go to her website where you can see her blog, where you can see videos of past Facebook Lives that she's done. So this is another gold nugget, is that whenever you do a Facebook Live, you can also repurpose it. So imagine that you do a Facebook Live, then you download it to YouTube, so you can actually automatically create a YouTube channel with all of your Facebook Live recordings. And you can even have it transcribed. There's a resource called rev.com, rev.com, where you can have somebody actually on your team or someone you contract to transcribe what you've been talking about and then edit it, or be a ghostwriter that like really edits it for a blog. And then you can also have a written portion of your blog. So do you see how even just doing Facebook Lives can get your content out there in a bigger way? You can repurpose it across different platforms, reach more people, and attract more clients simply because you're willing to come up with a plan and a structure and a system that works. So ultimately you could have Facebook Live, YouTube channel, a blog where you can include either just the video or video and the written part of it, like the written version of it, or a combination of the two, because some people like to watch videos, some people like to read. And then you can even repurpose that into articles. Like what I like to think about as I expand my platform is that I can have a writer on my team that takes that content and puts it into an article format as a ghostwriter and then submit it to different publications, whether it's online or actual magazines like Entrepreneur Magazine, Huffington Post, that kind of thing. So there's all sorts of things you can do that start right here. And as you repurpose your content, it's only going to amplify your message and let people know who you are, what you're about, what's your message, what's your mission, how you can help people, And sometimes people will say to me, but Amy, I just don't think I have that much content. And this is where I invite you to dig deep, because I didn't think I'd have this much content, and I never run out of content. Just think about the stories in your life. Think about things you've done to overcome something. What results have you created? And think about what was the starting point of creating that result. You can take people through a how-to. Not every part of your content needs to be a how-to. It can be a story of overcoming. There's all sorts of things you can do with content. In fact, sometimes it's better when it's not a how-to. I know I sometimes do how-tos because people keep asking me for them. But people want to be inspired. Like, people are always seeking someone to show them what's possible. And when you can be that person who perseveres through stuff in life and in your business and in your industry, and you can share with them how you've been able to overcome obstacles and how you've been able to create results in your life and how you choose to show up in your mindset and your attitude, people are seeking those to be influenced by. And when you can be one of those people, I'm telling you, it makes it so much easier to grow your platform, your mission, your message, and attract more clients and increase your revenue and increase your income and help more people. Like, there's so many benefits in this. So if there's something that you're wanting to do, like to get your message out there, Facebook Live is amazing. And we don't know, I think that it's going to be a continuing to grow platform, but Facebook can change things at any time. So instead of waiting until 3 or 6 or 12 months from now to hop on board, I would say, why not just start it now? Put yourself out there, or if you already are, take it to that next level, challenge yourself, stretch yourself, and say, okay, if I'm doing a daily Facebook Live, why not take it to, or a weekly, take it to a daily and just see how I like it, see what results I can generate, and invite more people to it. I have a smaller group on here today, so I'm like, interesting. So I always like to track. So track every show that you do and see what content lands with your ideal clients and what doesn't. And then always check, how are your promotions landing? How are your emails landing? That type of things.